Hey everybody, this is James with wstrades.com. I want to provide an update here on a few tickers and also give you a trading update on some of my recent trades and how those positions are going. So here, DIDI, ticker DIDI or DIDI Global Inc. Looking at some news stories here talking about these Chinese companies listed on the US market. So it says why Alibaba, NIO, and Baidu shares are falling. So shares of multiple Chinese companies, including Baba, NIO, and Baidu Inc. are trading lower following reports the SEC has identified multiple US-listed ADRs as having not adhered to the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act. The continued Russia-Ukraine conflict could also be impacting Chinese stocks. Well, I think the Russia-Ukraine conflict is impacting everything, or most everything, but, here as well, this Foreign Companies Accountable Act is, I think, the big deal here with tickers like DIDI. So it says selling pressure in Chinese names may also be stemming from the sell-off in ride-hailing giant DIDI or DIDI Global Inc. The ride-hailing giant had to pull the brakes on its Hong Kong listing as it failed to satisfy China's concerns over a sensitive data leak. So just some of the news there and some of the other tickers that are currently facing pressure and selling off right now. And, DIDI is one of them, or DIDI Global Inc. is one of these tickers. So I've got the 15-minute chart pulled up here, and you can definitely see it was just kind of slowly bleeding out or trading within a range, and then this massive move down. Tried to bounce off a 170 here. Looks like it may be heading down to test that again. Ticked up a little bit there, though. You can see in after hours trading as it closed at 189. So you can definitely see here the second half of this chart on the 15-minute time frame is a downtrend. Let's take a look at the larger time frames, and yeah, daily time frame here also not looking great. You see this consolidation or it chopping around within a range for several months here, and then once it fell through this 8 level, it just continued to move down. So you can see here it touched around 330, 340, somewhere in there. Could not hold that level with this latest move, and a big move here, a gap down and a nasty candle here on Friday. And you can see here on the TTM squeeze as well that it was squeezing for 3 days. You can see 3 red dots here, and this is only our second bar to the downside. So as far as the TTM squeeze goes, it looks like this thing is going to be making a move lower from here. So yeah, I definitely am not bullish at all on this stock right now, especially with the TTM squeeze looking like this on the daily time frame. Let's also take a look here. I saw that MGLD was another trending ticker. I think this thing maybe just hit the market and has made some crazy moves. So yeah, the daily chart, not a lot to see here. There's a massive gap up. So the first day this thing was trading, it looks like it had closed here around 217 or so with a low of 2, and then a fat gap up and a crazy surge above $7. You could see the sellers stepped in and crushed this thing. So it doesn't look right now, or look like right now, that buyers are willing to really pay more than $4.11 for this thing, with this huge wick sticking out. So a lot of profit taking there. But I mean, that's an insane move from about $2 to $7. So I would totally expect anything making, that type of a 350% move. I would definitely expect a wick sticking out like this. But let's head into like the 15-minute time frame here. Something that I noticed on this shorter time frame is, you see this thing just kind of chopping around here around $2. Then this crazy move. It came down and rejected here around 365, and you can see that it several candles rejected that level. It made another run up and hit 7 again. So you can see it hit 7 like about 3-4 times here. So tested that level several times and could not really hold it. So you can see in extended hours trading, it actually made it all the way up almost to 9. Couldn't really see that on the daily time frame, but yeah, that thing made it all the way up to 9. Rejected around the 7 level 3 times and then sold off below this 21-day EMA. But you can see the buyers are really trying to support this thing around that 365. So I would keep an eye on that level. Come next week, if selling pressure continues and this thing breaks that 365 level and closes below that on this time frame, I would definitely take that as a good short entry. And if that happens, I think it could retrace. I mean, there's nothing else on this chart. If it doesn't hold the 365 level, this thing could come all the way down to at least around 250. You kind of see this candle here. That would be the next stop that I see. So, I think this could be easily a buck, maybe $1.25 move down if it does not hold that 365 level. And then to the upside, you can really see it starting to reject here around 480 or so. As it was moving down, it kind of bounced, tried to come up to this 480 level and get above it. But we had 3 candles rejecting that level and then continuing to make that move lower. And now, just little candles here in extended hours trading on Friday. So definitely a couple things to keep an eye on. Let's see if this thing can break above this 21-day exponential moving average. And then if so, can it break above this 480 level and close above it? Or are the sellers going to crush it below this support level here on the 15-minute time frame? So definitely keep an eye on those levels. I think they are key. Let's check out and see what's going on. I don't know if I had any new trades on Friday. Let's go back 7 days, kind of see what's going on here. Oh, I definitely had a closing trade. So that was on the 11th. Yeah, actually, so I did have a couple openers here. So the 11th here, oh, that's a canceled. That thing did not fill. This one was on the 10th. I can't remember if I covered this in my last video or not, but I will give an update that I did. I think I did. I sold a call spread on UPST. I think that was on the stacked and fired bear watch list. And I also sold a call spread on ticker SQ or Square. Same thing. I think it was on the stacked and fired bear watch list. So I'm just trying to continue to sell call spreads because the markets have been so volatile and there's a lot of investor uncertainty right now with everything that's going on, especially the Russia-Ukraine situation. So I continue to sell short positions because I do have a lot of long positions already. So I'm just trying to pad my account. If we continue to sell off and move lower, at least I can go max profit on some of these call spreads. But then you can see here that I tried to roll at one point yesterday my DPZ or Domino's Pizza position because I think at one point the short leg was in the money, but the long leg was not. So I was looking at trying to get a credit of $50 to roll out and buy more time. It wasn't getting filled, so I canceled it. And I'm like, well, let me see if they can kind of rally. And that's what happened. So they rallied up a little bit towards my short put, and I closed this thing out for a debit of 203. So I think I profited on this, pretty small profit. I think my max profit at this time, I think I had a chance to make 243 on it, but I just wasn't liking how it was bouncing in between my long put and my short put. And I was like, let me just close this thing out. Some kind of a profit because I don't trust it's going to stay afloat. So I closed it out, bought it back, got out with a small profit. Of course, after I did that, the thing rallied hard, actually rallied above 390. So if I would have waited a little longer, I wouldn't have went max profit, but I could have made a much larger profit. But then after that happened and it rallied above 390, it just sold off hard. And I think it went back to like 386 or something. So yeah, at least I got out with some kind of a profit there. And then I also grabbed some more space. This was after hours because I saw they made a big move down again. And then they, I think after hours probably continued to bleed out. And I saw them at about 724. So I was like, I'll take that. Last time I bought them, I think they were 809. So I think my average down price right now in space is $11. So I just need them to move about $4 to be at a break even on the position with all my shares. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. Sometimes space goes on these runs to like $40, $50, $60. So just hanging out and trying to wait for markets to stabilize and trying to wait and see what happens with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation. I think that will be the big trigger. I know a lot of people are still concerned about rate hikes with the Fed, but I think the whole Russia-Ukraine and possible World War III is the biggest deal right now. That's really hindering markets and keeping them beat down. It seems like every time the markets try to rally, reality sets in and things just sell off again. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated here on some of these different tickers that are trending and hot in the markets. And I will also keep you updated on any trades that I get into or any trades that I close out of. One other thing here I did forget about was FXI. I had this thing go really deep in the money, and I think I could have rolled my short put. It was a 40 put for a couple bucks in credit. And I was just like, well, FXI pays a dividend as well. So I can sit here and keep rolling my put and paying options fees and contracts fees, or I can actually take the shares and just hold on to the shares, because I have a feeling I might be holding these shares for a while until the China large cap ETF recovers. So it's like, well, if, this is going to be a long-term hold anyways, I might as well grab the dividend. And then if this thing rallies enough, gets into the mid to high 30s, I can start to sell calls and make a little bit more money there, as well as, the dividend that pays out. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated on these trades. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.